Episode 6. It's been 253 years since Lorn has been trapped in this megastructure, as I understand it. This has to be their worst year yet, I assume, being trapped in these cramped caverns with no apparent way out. The only company Lorn has other than me is our friend here, but I don't think they're very great company. Although they did write us a very nice note pointing us in the right direction, I assume. No more helpful than that is the hint system. Although it's not omnipotent. In the break between episodes, I was looking around, trying to figure out which way to go, so that I wouldn't waste too much time in this dead end. It actually took a lot longer than I thought to figure out anywhere to go, even with the hint system. But I think I found the way forward. Surprisingly, this entire section, unless I'm incorrect, was just a dead end, probably just to collect the collectible, scanning that skeleton, which in its own right is a kind of fun find. A dead end where someone died in. But in terms of progression, it feels like it was a very long detour for nothing. I suppose this is what you're supposed to find. You find the skeleton, come back through the pipe, and with enough lighting, you might notice this rope pointing in a direction you haven't been to before. But with as lost as I was, I probably didn't recognize it even if I saw it as a new direction. But this does seem to be the way forward. Otherwise, this wouldn't be here. Presumably. Have we finally found the next landmark? The crystal tunnel. Well, there doesn't seem to be any way forward through here. Guess we'll follow the rope. Using the hint system to find a way forward is a little bit annoying, as if giving up on your own sense of exploration. But since it's not able to tell you everywhere you need to go, especially in a level like this, at least there's some sense of satisfaction, even if you do use the hint when you find the way forward. Crystal tunnel. Is that water down there? Yes, that's water. Stop whispering. This has been the end of the landmarks that we heard previously. I don't remember what comes after the crystal tunnel. Something about water, which I guess we're at now. And actually, haven't we seen this before? I actually meant to go back and check the footage, but maybe I was just psyching myself out, but I think I saw something standing over here that disappeared. Horror style. Back when I was over on the opposite end and didn't have a way to make it over there. I didn't actually expect I'd find my way around this way. Can't scan this. What over here? Not scannable. Seems to be some kind of climbing structure that somebody left behind. My jump almost wasn't good enough. Oh. That jump wasn't good enough. I somehow slid right off this. I guess these pylons are marking the way forward. Someone was here before. I mean, obviously, but... someone was doing these routes before. We were. Oh no. Okay, now what? Don't tell me you actually want me to jump off of those crystals. I guess. If we can tic-tac off it. I can't believe that worked. Our player character, again, presumed to be Lorn, prioritizes jumping off of surfaces in a way that rebounds off them. Not in a way that you'd think when you're holding the control stick down and pressing the jump button. He doesn't jump in the direction you're holding. He jumps off the wall. And I guess the geometry of these crystals are specifically designed for you to rebound off of in a planned way. The only way forward, of course. Oh, that's climbable. I don't know if I like this. We're gonna have to like do a 180 or something. Jump onto that crystal, rebound off of it, do a 180 as we're landing onto the wall of this crystal, which is not climbable, and then tic-tac off of it into the collectible. I think. Yeah, 180 is not gonna be easy on a controller. If you can even tic-tac off of those. I may just be wrong. Maybe we just jump off this wall into the crystal. That easy. Nope. Alright, new plan. Tic-tac off the wall into the crystal. It worked, but surely there's a better way to survive. I still think my original plan of jumping off of this and tic-tacking off of that would have been the most elegant solution. If I could 180. I'm afraid I'm just a parkour noob. Separate. What is it about this water that's so deadly to an android? Other than the stereotypical short-circuiting. Well, we finally found something that isn't oppressive cavern walls, at least less oppressive than it has been. A bunch of empty supply containers. The cans normally contain a nutrient-dense liquid energy source. Amount of cans suggests the explorer was here a few days. Likely took more supplies with them. Same description as before, but in a different location. I guess one of the explorers made it all the way over here. Finally, we have our freedom of movement again. That's kind of the thing I like more about this game. Although, I think there is a kind of irreplaceable certain kind of fun that comes from wandering around dark corridors, trying to find your way forward. It was getting on me though, getting to be a bit grating. Shit. Two Tic Tacs then. Alright, we just need to land better. Probably help if I actually gave myself a light. Hope we can Tic Tac off this. If I were good. I think I hit the angle wrong. Let's try again. Yup, you can. Maybe you can Tic Tac off of any surface. Maybe it's not like the climbing in that you only have certain surfaces that it works with. As long as the surface is vertical enough, then it might be possible. Bit of an awkward jump, but I guess we can do this. Or we could have come from here. Oh. Can't walk up this pipe, surprisingly. Guess we're going this way. This cavern is still an enclosed hellhole, but compared to before, it's absolutely liberating. Seems like that's where we go. Make it a bit safer though. It's insane how much air you get from tic-tacking. Not that I'm complaining. Oh, I guess we're going through there. What is this? Some kind of water tank? Well, there's too much pipes that don't seem like they would fit inside of a water tank. Could just be some service hatch or service tunnel. Oh, climbable. Are we back in the caverns now? Just a little bit of leg room before we get back to this. I guess I should be thankful. I saw that rope, but I want to look around a little bit. Oh, seems like this was a side area. Let's give ourselves some ambient lighting. First of all, bunch of climbing supplies left over. Could this be the remainder of the supplies? More notes. Not scannable, but presumably writing from the person that left us the landmark messages before. I thought that would have been the skeleton we saw at the beginning of this episode, but it might actually be that one over there. I saw it. I had to do it. I found your tracker. It will be out soon. The secrets are in the structure. They don't want me to know. And some kind of arc. U-shape. Somewhat thick. I'm not sure what this is. A closed eye, perhaps? Maybe the closed eye of Providence, or perhaps the Eye of Ra? Probably not. Are you part of the Illuminati? Evidence suggests this explorer used that knife to cut their stomach open. There is mold growing from the wound and from the neck. Their helmet is also missing. I was talking before about how there might be organic beings and androids living side by side. Assuming the androids don't have organic components, it seems like this is one of the organic compatriots of the androids, or whatever. In other words, a different species from whatever we're playing as. I suppose we're the lucky ones, able to explore this unforgiving structure with a near, or unbelievably long battery life, which is still running out. I'm probably faring much better than any of these skeletons we've been happening across. With that in mind, I was assuming these were also other robots we've been encountering along the way. That maybe they use some kind of organic food substance or something. And that the one that we found in the medical pod was, I don't know, being treated for whatever organic components they have as part of their robotic structure. But that might be overthinking things. It's more likely that they're just humans all over the place, and that the androids and robots are the more rare individuals here. The friend that we met back in the failed biome was probably the only one remaining, because they were a robot. That's a little ominous. But it's a wide open space, so I don't mind. And I get the scan, there we go. A flow diverter for the fluid in the pipes. Downloaded documentation suggests that rotating the lever to the left will open up flow to the main cliff area. The lever is too large for you to operate. You need to think of a way to rotate it. Well, I guess that elevator that was operated by some water pump comes back into play. I was wondering if that flavor text was just indicating that, well, the elevator is unusable because water isn't flowing, but I guess our whole quest this entire time was to return power to the elevator. And I guess that entire area where I was feeling quite dissatisfied with not being able to go down is going to become an area that we can go down after we restore power to the elevator. It's that simple, huh? Oh, that's water. I'll be more careful. We can make that. I should be more careful with lighting. Oh. Just barely tapped it. Oh, we can make this. Once again, my terrible judgment has gotten you killed. Alright, we can do that. Surely we can make this. Shit. Whew. It never gets easy, realizing you're on an incline that you can't recover from. With how often it's happened, I would have thought I'd gotten used to it by now, but no. There's something visceral about the feeling of dropping down, knowing that you're about to drop down, sliding slowly or quickly towards it, to the point where it's completely unrecoverable. A bit higher up. Can we take tech off that? Well, we didn't need to. I shouldn't have tried. just like the extra safety the height gives me. But yes, we could have tic-tacked off it. I'm pretty sure. Is there a crystal I'm missing? I can hear it. One last check. Based on the sound, I guess it's up ahead. Nothing. How do I get out of here? This feels strange, but I guess this is why they give you a reset button. Feels like for the most part, most of the geometry is recoverable, if it's a place that you're able to stand on. I'm really just here for the crystal. Now this might be the way forward. By accident, I've found it, I guess. Oh. We're not allowed further in, I guess. Don't mind me, just trying to get the reticle off screen. I guess the scan reticle doesn't disappear. Or whatever, it'll be in the thumbnail. This explorer died in a sitting position. Their left shin looks broken, and there are no supplies nearby. These bones are over 150 years old. But this is not the crystal. Might be time to give up on the crystal. I think it's more audible around here, maybe. I guess we're giving up on the crystal. That's fine. I wonder what speedrunners will do in this section. If they don't skip it entirely somehow. Where the hell are we? Oh, we're back here. Oh, we've missed the crystal. I hope there's some easy way to go back and find these crystals. You may just have to go through the entire level each time you want to find one. Even if it's right at the end of the level or somewhere inconvenient in the middle. An inactive generator. This is powered by the water turbine above and seems to activate the elevator. That's kind of strange. Doesn't seem like the flares stick to moving geometry. We're going all the way down? We're not. I can't believe that. All that work just to make this elevator move slightly lower so we can survive the jump from there to here. I was standing there for the better part of an hour, wondering how we dropped down. Of course, that's just the game in general. A lot of video games are like that. Go through a large detour just to drop a ladder down to an area you've been to before. It would have been easy to maybe just climb up a little bit, or climb down a little bit. It's more funny than anything. Sure, it's infuriating, but I can at least recognize that the infuriating part is still funny. How infuriating. You can hear a crystal. Thankfully, you don't need a flare to see them. This one seems like a bit of a pain to get to. How do we safely land? Maybe down there. Jump onto this pipe, and if we start sliding, jump off immediately into the crystal, and try to land on that pipe over there. For once, one of my plans actually worked out. And yet, I can hear another crystal. Can't see it though. No, no, no. Ah, it became a slide. I lost sight of the owl. Looking back, I'm not sure where the crystal would have been. If I was hearing one, I think I was. There might be a draw distance for how far you can see it, even if you don't need a flare to see it in the dark. Gotta go inside the pipe. Ah! That's scary. But I am going back for the crystal, of course. Shit. Ugh. I think that's the first time we've been chased by something in this game. It kind of ruins all the tension if we go for crystals. I'm gonna go for them. It's a bit of a conundrum for game design, I guess. It'd be super fun for the player to try on their first attempt to survive. Seems like this would be a fun section to sight read, so to speak. But you also want to put in these collectibles along the way as a test of skill. Uh-oh. We can still survive. Actually, pretty good on time, I think. You can hear another crystal. Shit. Was that water we were being chased by? Unsure if the crystal was back in that pipe. Maybe below. Here we are. Can we surf all the way there? Okay, at some point we started tic-tacking. I think we can tic-tac off this wall. Not sure how I did it before. Let's just practice that. Not quite. Not sure how we did it. Oh. Having trouble telling if this is the actual way we're meant to go to get the crystal. We did it just then. Not sure how. And we're continuing to do it. Well, that wall is easier to do it on. Maybe above? I guess this gets us a little bit laterally closer. Doesn't feel right though. Well, combined with surfing and skipping across the wall, I think we can make it. Somehow doing a tic-tac on that wall again. I'm not sure what I was doing to make that work. I think we can make that. If we can tic-tac off that wall. Okay, that might have been a bit too far. Back in the caves. Unending caverns. What is this floor? It seems unnatural. What in the hell is this? This does not match my sci-fi expectations. Oh. Guess it might be more of a Stargate kind of sci-fi, I guess. What about the other direction? I think this is faster than walking. Maybe not. Sound of water. Okay. Oh, we're gonna have to explore this way first. We'll use the walk to try to recap on where we were going. To find our way into the failed biome, we were directed by a note that told us to go into the pipe, and I think it said something about reconnecting into another biome, if I recall correctly. At least that's what the note said. Our friend, the medical droid or assistant bot of the previous crew that was exploring that biome, just gave us a bridge that led in the same direction the note was telling us to go to. Dead end here. And I guess the people that wrote the note telling us to explore in this direction were under the impression that the biome over here maybe had a colony or something like that. Or at least was more fruitful to search into than the previous location. And as we saw, not many explorers made it past that hellscape of caverns. What's strange to me is how that hellscape of caverns connects into this section. Perhaps the flow of water connects from there to here in some way. And we entered into that statue room through some kind of flaw in the design of these waterways or something. I'm not sure why the waterways would have a room with statues, but maybe that's just the general design of whatever location we're entering. Whatever it is, it seems quite a bit different from what we've been seeing so far. Actually, I guess all the chapters can be said to be that way. Chapter 1, the wall was a kind of dark maze of pipes, not as dark as this chapter. Chapter 2 was entirely inside the failed biome. And Chapter 3 was this hellscape. And I presume we're now entering Chapter 4. Two hours in that. And I got more crystals than I thought I would. Flare production not possible due to low radiation levels. I have to admit, I'm quite happy that I won't be using the flare mechanic, at least for a while anyway. We're clearly meant to go down, but I want to see what's up here, if we can. No sound of a crystal. Could continue climbing, but we would hit that overhang. So I think I'll give up. This episode was mainly wandering around the caverns, but maybe I'll use this as a thumbnail for the next episode. Actually, with that said, I guess this is a good enough place to take a break. We finally made our way out of the caverns, and I guess we're getting a breath of fresh air. We're overdue for this.